Adragna, and today I'd like to have a discussion with you guys about the most personal and versatile tool that I use in my day-to-day job, and that's my hockey stick. So I call my hockey stick a tool because my hockey stick is kind of revolves around my life. Ever since I was a kid, I've had one of these in my hand, and it's kind of led me to where I am today, is playing hockey for the men's NCAA team. So this is what I use on a day-to-day basis, and today we're going to be going over a lot of things, but before that, let's talk a little bit about the hockey stick and understand why the hockey stick is the way it is. So there are millions and millions and millions of different ways that anyone can tape a hockey stick. You can tape it like this, which is a lot shorter than what this stick is. This stick right here is actually one of your classmates' Zeth's stick. Zeth has a relatively shorter knob than to my knob, whereas on the bottom he uses white tape, whereas I use black tape. Sticks come in all different shapes, sizes, as well as their tape jobs, and that's what we're going to be going over today, is how to tape a hockey stick. So when I was about 13 years old, I met a very important person in my life. His name is Marcel Godbout. Marcel was my trainer, and luckily enough, as me and Marcel grew up, Marcel was 20 at the time and I was roughly 13, and he was relatively older, and now he's off playing professional hockey doing amazing things. So Marcel taped his stick exactly like this, and not only were we friends, or not only was he my trainer, but then we ended up becoming great friends. And I value him a lot in our friendship, and I admire what he's done and the passion that he shares for the game, and how I'm glad that I could have shared the same passion with him. So when I was 13 years old, Marcel gave me his stick, actually, and this is actually the stick that he gave me. This is the exact same stick that he gave me. I've grown out of it, and unfortunately the heel is kind of broken, so I can't use it on the ice anymore, which sucks, but I still keep it because it's kind of a big part of who I am. And this is actually the stick that we're going to be taping today. So today we're going to be going over why do hockey players tape their sticks, why they tape their knob, and the knob, which is the top part right here, which is where you put your top hand. If you're a righty, you put your left hand on the top. If you're a lefty, like Zeth is, you're gonna put your right hand on top. And then we're gonna go over why you tape the blade, which is this part of the stick right here. So, first, does anyone know why we tape a hockey stick? Alyssa, do you know why hockey players tape their hockey sticks?
No.
Grace?
No.
Preston? Grip?
Hold together.
Professor Oliver, do you know why?
No idea.
No? So, there's really no correct answer. Hockey players are creatures of habit, superstition, and personal preference, and it's all about feel for them, especially when it comes to the tool that they use during the game. So, for hockey players, whether you tape your stick or not is really your own decision. You don't have to do it. There's no league requirement for any league. You can do whatever with your stick that you want to do as you please. So, a lot of guys in NHL or NCAA hockey, they'll tape their sticks a lot shorter, and they'll use a different tape similar to Zeth's stick here. Whereas on my stick, you'll see I have a much more obnoxiously bigger knob that I hold all the way up here. So it's all really personal preference and feel for as far as why players even tape their sticks, or if they don't. Some players, honestly, they tape their sticks like this as well. They don't use any tape at all, and that's just the way that they like it, because it's how it feels, and that's all that matters for a hockey player. So now we're going to go into how you tape your knob. So what I personally do for my knob is we're going to be replicating this stick, because this is similar to how Marcel taped it, and I wanted to keep that going because when he gave me his stick, I stole that tape job from him, so I give credit to Marcel for this tape job. So for the top, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take a white piece of cloth tape from Howie's or whatever brand that you prefer. You're going to rip it just a little bit. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to half it. So once you half it like this, you're going to take it to the top, and then you're just going to go around as many times as you can while trying to keep it tight. And I've been doing this like I said, since I was 13 years old, for about 7 years. It's gonna be 8 years real soon. And you're just gonna keep going around and doing as many passes that suits you to where you like. We'll stop right there because I obviously go big. So from that point on, once you get the knob done, I'll either do white all the way down, or I'll do these, which is called grip tacks, which is kind of what Preston was mentioning. So when you get to your grip tacks, you're gonna wanna take another roll. Preferably I would get the top of this part of the knob off. Just rip that. And then what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna tape this white tape. You're gonna kind of lengthen it out like this, and you're just gonna spin it. And when you spin it, this actually allows the bottom of the tape, which is the sticky part, to be on the outside of the tape. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but you can hear my fingers kind of sticking to that, which allows it to stick to the stick. And then you're gonna cut it. Can't chew this one off. From there, you're gonna take it up top. You're gonna put it down, and then I stretch it all the way down to about a decent length. And I'll go, and I made a knot. Oh, no, I didn't, we're good here. And then you're gonna go right about the name bar. And the name bar is where the player that the stick belongs to goes. So right here, as you guys can see, it says Godbout right here in gray. It's gonna be real small for you, Professor Oliver, but it says Godbout right here in gray, and this was Marcel's stick. So from there, we're gonna take this stuff called grip tape, which is this blue tape right here. And we are gonna go all the way down this portion right here. I use blue. Personally, there are a lot of different colors that you can use. I like blue, just one, it's my school's colors. Two, looks clean. But I've been thinking about switching it to yellow this year, change it up a little bit. So you wanna wrap this tightly and tightly and tightly all the way down the stick, because if it's too loose, then it's gonna get torn real easily, as you can see on the previous stick that I showed. Perfect. So that's as far as your knob goes, and then obviously there's nothing more personal than taping your own hockey stick. So the next part that I like to do is I actually draw and I write on mine. I won't do that on this one now because I kind of want to keep it just the way she is, but what I'll do is I'll do a strip of tape down here. I do my number in the front. My number this year is 28. And then on the side, I write HAP and MJM. HAP is have a purpose, play by that my entire life. And then MJM for Metro Jets Mentality, which is my junior team. And then a cross for the Lord. And then the unfortunate passing of my friend. Now for the blade goes very simple. All you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take a black piece of tape, which is what I prefer. You're gonna start it on the backhand of your blade, and you're gonna just do laps around your stick, just overlapping from the roll before, and you're gonna go all the way to the toe, and it's gonna end up looking a lot like this. So a lot of players tape their sticks for a lot of different reasons. I tape my knob personally like this in honor of Marcel, and just for the way my knob feels. And then I tape my blade like this because this is also how Marcel taped it, but it's just what looks comfortable to me and feels comfortable, and I just enjoy black tape, so thank you.